The role of journalism in democracy, guardians of truth and accountability. In any democratic society, a free and independent press plays an indispensable role in ensuring that democracy thrives. Journalism serves not just as a means of communicating information, but as the guardians of truth, an essential pillar that supports the functioning of a healthy democracy. Journalists are tasked with keeping the public informed, holding those in power accountable, and ensuring that truth prevails, no matter how difficult or inconvenient it may be. The critical role of the press in democracy is encapsulated in its ability to offer transparency, act as a watchdog against abuses of power, and provide citizens with the necessary information to make informed decisions. A well-functioning press contributes to a society that values justice, fairness, and accountability, qualities at the core of democratic ideals. Journalism, the watchdog of democracy. The role of journalists goes beyond merely reporting the news. They serve as the watchdogs of democracy, ensuring that the actions of the government and the powerful are scrutinized. In democratic societies, public officials are elected to serve the people. However, their actions must be continuously monitored to prevent corruption, deceit, and abuse of power. This is where journalists step in. By asking the tough questions, investigating wrongdoings, and exposing hidden truths, the press acts as a counterbalance to political and corporate power. Journalists are tasked with reporting facts, even when those facts are inconvenient for the powers that be. They provide a platform for the public to engage with important issues and ensure that the truth is heard. Without journalists investigating corruption, the public would have no way of knowing how decisions made in government affect their daily lives. For example, investigative reporters uncovering financial fraud, civil rights violations, or environmental damage have historically played a critical role in exposing systemic issues and pressing for reforms. The ability of journalists to hold power accountable is what distinguishes democracy from tyranny. In many authoritarian regimes, the media is silenced or controlled by the government, preventing any critical examination of state power. A free press is the safeguard against this erosion of freedoms, ensuring that the voices of the people are not drowned out by authoritarian rule. The press and the public's right to know. A free press is essential not just for holding those in power accountable, but for providing citizens with the knowledge they need to participate meaningfully in the democratic process. In a world where information is abundant, but often fragmented or manipulated, journalism is the key to ensuring that people have access to the truth. Without a free press, the public would be left in the dark, uninformed about crucial issues that shape their lives. Journalists inform the public about political decisions, social movements, scientific discoveries, and the global events that influence national policy. By distributing accurate, timely information, journalists give people the tools they need to make informed choices, whether it is voting in elections, participating in protests, or making everyday decisions about their health, safety, and financial well-being. The role of the press in providing this information cannot be overstated. In the United States, for example, the First Amendment guarantees the right to a free press, acknowledging the importance of an independent media in preserving the democratic system. However, the effectiveness of this protection hinges on the ability of journalists to do their job without fear of censorship or retaliation. This principle has been a cornerstone of democracy for centuries, and it is this very right that journalists around the world continue to fight for, especially in regions where press freedom is under threat. The challenges faced by journalists. While the role of journalism in a democracy is clear, it is not without significant challenges. Journalists often face harassment, intimidation, and violence in the course of their work. The global decline in press freedom is alarming, as governments and powerful institutions seek to suppress critical reporting and stifle dissent. In many countries, journalists are targeted for exposing corruption or challenging the status quo. They may face threats to their personal safety, legal battles, and, in extreme cases, even imprisonment or death. The advent of social media and digital platforms has also brought new challenges to journalism. The rapid spread of misinformation and fake news has made it more difficult for journalists to maintain credibility. The rise of algorithm-driven news and the echo chambers created by social media can distort public perception and undermine the role of traditional journalism in delivering factual information. This has led to a crisis of trust in the media, particularly among those who are skeptical of mainstream outlets. Moreover, the financial pressures facing many media organizations contribute to these challenges. The shift from print to digital media has fundamentally altered the economic model for journalism, making it more difficult for news organizations to maintain independence and sustain high-quality investigative reporting. In an era where clickbait headlines and sensationalist stories often dominate online news, journalists must balance the need for revenue with the commitment to providing thorough, accurate, and ethical reporting. Despite these challenges, journalists continue to rise to the occasion. Investigative journalists, for instance, take on immense personal risks to uncover the truth and hold the powerful accountable. They work tirelessly to expose injustices and cover stories that others might avoid. These journalists often work in secrecy, employing innovative methods to protect their sources and ensure their stories reach the public. The essential role of integrity and ethics. In the face of these pressures, the integrity and ethics of journalists are of paramount importance. A free press is only as strong as its commitment to truth and fairness. Journalists must adhere to the highest standards of accuracy, impartiality, and transparency. The credibility of the press depends on its ability to report the facts without bias or distortion. Journalistic integrity is also about the courage to speak uncomfortable truths and challenge powerful interests. It requires a dedication to accountability, not only in reporting on the actions of others, but also in acknowledging mistakes and correcting errors when they occur. In a world where misinformation and political spin are rampant, the press must maintain its role as a trusted source of objective, fact-based information. In conclusion, a free and independent press is not just a luxury in a democracy. It is a necessity. Journalists provide the public with the information they need to make informed decisions, act as a check on government power, and hold those in positions of influence accountable. The work of journalists is often difficult, dangerous, and thankless, but it is essential to the health of any democracy. As we face new challenges in the digital age, it is crucial that we continue to support and protect the press. A free press is the foundation of a vibrant democracy, and we must work together to safeguard this fundamental right. Journalists are not just the conveyors of news, they are the guardians of democracy, ensuring that truth prevails and that the powerful are held accountable to the people they serve.